Repeat after me. We're really great. And our security system is almost as cool as we are. So let's keep up the pace and load users from the database instead of the list in security.yaml. What we're about to do is similar to what the awesome open source FOS user bundle gives you. We're going to build this all ourselves so that we really understand how things work. Later, if you do use FOS user bundle, you'll be a lot more dangerous with it. Okay, forget about security. Seriously. Just think about the fact that we want to store some user information in the database. To do this, we'll need a user entity class. That sounds like a lot of work. So let's just use the doctrine generate entity app console command. For the entity shortcut name, use user bundle :user. Remember, doctrine uses this shortcut syntax for entities. Give the class just two fields, username as a string and password as a string. And of course, choose yes to generating the repository class. I'll explain why these are so fabulous in a second. Once the robots are done writing the code for us, we should have a new user class in the entity directory of user bundle. Let's change the table name to be Yoda_user. Right now, this is just a plain, regular doctrine entity that has nothing to do with security. But our goal is to load users from this table on login. The first step is to make your class implement a user interface. This interface requires us to have 5 methods. And hey, we already have 2 of them, getUsername and getPassword. Cool, so let's add the other 3. First, getRoles returns an array of roles that the user should get. For now, we'll hardcode a single role, roleUser. Second, add erase credentials. Keep this method blank for now. We'll add some logic to this later. And finally, add getSalt, and just make it return null. I'll talk more about this method in a second. Now that the user class implements user interface, Symfony's authentication system will be able to use it. But before we hook that up, let's add the Yoda user table to the database by running the doctrine schema update command. And for the grand finale, let's tell the security system to use our entity class. In security.yaml, replace the encoder entry with our user class and set its value to bcrypt. This tells Symfony that the password field on our user will be encoded using the bcrypt algorithm. The one catch is that bcrypt isn't supported until PHP 5.5. So if you're using PHP 5.4 or lower, you'll need to install an extra library via Composer. No problem. Head to your terminal and use the composer require command and pass it ircmaxl/password-compat. When it asks, use the ~1.0.3 version. By the way, this require command is just a shortcut that updates our composer.json and then runs the composer update. Now for the Jedi magic. In security.yaml, remove the single provider's entry and replace it with a new one. I'm just inventing the our_database_users part. That can be anything. But the entity key is a special built-in provider that knows how to load users via a doctrine entity. Yeah, and that's really it. Okay, let's try it. When you refresh, you may get an error. Don't panic, this is just because we're still logged in as one of the hard-coded users, even though we just deleted them from security.yaml. It's a one-time error, just refresh and it'll go away.